Hi everyone, this is Neil Writer, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for tuning in to my latest video. I have a client who attended today with completely and fully occluding earwax in the left ear. The earwax had been occluding since February earlier this year, and they had an appointment with their local surgery to have their ear irrigated, so with water. But due to COVID-19, that appointment got cancelled, and there's quite a backlog at the moment at doctor surgeries to perform the procedure. The client did actually have an appointment scheduled for tomorrow. However, over the weekend, the client developed intermittent clicking noise in his left ear. It was non-cardiosynchronous. It wasn't related to his carotid artery or pulse. And the clicking was intermittent. It would happen every 20 or so seconds. So whilst taking the history, I asked the client whether he has temporomandibular jaw disorder. So a lot of people who have TMJ, so temporomandibular disorder is short for TMJ, they can get a clicking noise in the jaw region. And because this client's ear was fully occluded with earwax, he may have been suffering from what we call occlusion. You can all try this at home actually. If you put your finger and block the entrance of your ear, so you've got a little flap of cartilage on the outside part of your ear called the tragus. If you get your finger on that and close it in over the entrance of your ear canal and you talk, you'll hear your own voice louder inside your head. And that's because your voice, the internal part of your voice, so when we speak, we hear through bone conduction, so that's an internal sound, but also through air conduction, so our voice is airborne and it travels through the ear canal. However, when you block your ear, not only can you not hear yourself when you speak through airborne sound, but your internal voice, so what we call bone conduction, it can't escape out of your ear because you've blocked your ear. And earwax has the same effect. So it could be that he's now hearing his clicking from his jaw, from his TMJ disorder. And usually that clicking sound, he may not be aware of it because it's dissipating out of the ear, but because his ear is blocked with earwax, it's amplifying that noise inside his head. Therefore, the patient was reluctant to attend his irrigation appointment tomorrow. He also was fully aware that his ear was completely blocked. He's been aware of this for the last 6 months, so he decided to come and see me. You can see the wax is really occluding. It's right from the entrance right to the eardrum. It's quite a dense consistency of wax. It's quite thick. The patient advises that they had been using some sort of softening drops, but the wax to me looked still a bit. It was soft and wet, but it didn't look like it was oiled, and you can see I have put some oil in already now, and it's already changed the consistency, so it's helping me remove the wax. And what I'm doing here, I'm just lifting this wax from the base of the ear canal, and you can see some keratin, some dead skin adhesions to the right, so that's the posterior, the back part of the ear canal. I'm now going to the roof of the ear canal, so the superior aspect. The drops didn't penetrate this bit. You can see where I am now, the drops did penetrate that, but to the left you can see it's still a bit soft and spongy. It hasn't got that gloss which olive oil does provide. So with this procedure we have to do it in layers. So I believe I used olive oil drops on 3 occasions. So because we're putting the drops in, it will soften the lateral part of the wax, so the part of the wax that's facing us right now, but it wouldn't penetrate through that, so we had to do it in layers. So I think this is the first occasion that I used olive oil drops, and we're trying to remove this outer lateral layer of wax. And even with the olive oil, it was slightly blocking the Zollner suction probe, so it's quite tricky getting a grip. You can see there I'm just trying to wriggle this forward because I was aware that the wax was actually stuck on the eardrum, so there was a bit of a gap around the edge. I was hoping the oil had seeped through this gap in behind the wax to lubricate it off the eardrum. And again here we're just removing some of the wax posteriorly, a little chunk there. It's a few hairs matted to it, and you can tell that this wax has been in the ear for a while by the colour. It is quite dark, so it has oxidised. And again here, so with this type of wax it was also quite crumbly, so you you get the Zollner suction probe, and you're hoping that this wax comes out in a big mass, but it's not. It's crumbling into little pieces. So we just had to be patient with the procedure. The client was actually quite anxious as well, because he was very concerned about this clicking noise. He's never experienced it before, and he was worried about whether it could be something else going on. And I explained to him possibly it is the temporomandibular jaw disorder, and he's getting the clicking from that, and he's now hearing it because his ear's blocked. So I was just trying to be cautious during the procedure, as patient and as gentle as I could be. Again, we're just removing this in layers. So we're kind of midpoint of the ear canal right now. So the midpoint is probably around 1.5 centimeters into the ear canal. And we've just got a tail of wax here, which I'll remove. So this wax now, I would say it's more medial, so it's in the inner third of the ear canal, and we just have to be a bit more delicate now and gentle, because we're now working on the bony part of the ear canal. So the inner 2/3 of the ear canal, there's just a thin layer of skin, a very delicate layer of skin. The thickness of the skin is 0.1 millimeter, so it's very thin, and it's coating the bony part of the ear canal, whereas the outer third of the ear canal is made up of cartilage, so it's a bit more flexible, and the skin there, the thickness is around 1 millimeter, so it's a lot thicker. So whenever we go deeper in the ear, we just have to be very careful. We want to avoid contact with the canal wall, because that will kind of cause an acute sharp pain for the patient. And we're just approaching the eardrum now, and this wax is lodged. The second bend of the ear canal, just beyond that, it narrows, and we call it the isthmus, and then beyond that narrowing, the ear canal widens again, and this wax is lodged in that narrowing. So we just have to tease it, and you can see I'm just gently retracting it, elevating it off the canal wall, just loosening it, and just a little wriggle there. And again, now you can just begin to see the tympanic membranes of the eardrum just to the right top corner there, but this wax is well and truly lodged, and you can see the narrowing. So where the Zollner suction probe is, that's where the ear canal narrows, and then just beyond where the tip of the suction probe is, it widens again, and you have an inferior recess. So just there where I was tugging the wax, there's like a little trench to the base of the ear canal. And this patient had quite a prominent anterior recess, and you'll see that. So anteriorly, so to the front part of the ear canal, very adjacent to the eardrum, there's a horizontal trench. So the bone protrudes outwards, and beyond that bony protrusion, there's a little cave there. And you'll see once I get this wax so this wax is now directly on the eardrum. When I remove this kind of, well, the majority of this, you'll see there was some remaining wax in the anterior recess, which was a bit of a challenge to remove, but we did get there in the end. So you can see still a bit of wax. So this is this, I put some more olive oil drops. As I said, I was doing this in layers. So we got the lateral layer, we got the mid-canal layer, and now this is the medial layer. So I've just soaked it again. So some of those earlier drops I put in just didn't get through to this segment and section of the wax. And we're right up against the eardrum here. I was having to use the standard Zollner suction probe. A fine end just wouldn't be strong enough because this was really impacted, but a bit later on I did attach a fine end when we were working in the anterior recess. And I'm just trying to lift this from the inferior recess, so that trench, I'm just trying to get next to that trench, so very close to the ear canal, I'm just lifting it up. I'm just now going for the anterior recess, just trying to lift this off the bony part of the ear canal. We're just going to be really careful we don't want to make contact with the bony part, because it would become very uncomfortable for the patient. You can see it's a lodge there. I'm just trying to lift it forward, so we're getting a small piece there. I'm just lifting it so from left to right, so we want to bring this out of the trench, out of that little cave. But you can see we have got very little margin for error there, because a standard Zollner suction probe, the diameter is a lot thicker. So at this stage I've gone in with the fine end, but this is so impacted, even a fine end, it just wasn't powerful enough. But you can see I'm just loosening it slightly, but I am going to put some olive oil drops for the third time soon. So we can see half the tympanic membrane. We can see what we call the posterior segment of the tympanic membrane in the eardrum, which means the back half. And again, I'm just going back into the inferior recess here with the fine end, just trying to lift it up out of that cave, out of that trench. You can see we're getting a little bit of wax out there, but it is stuck to the eardrum. You can see some of the oil has gone. You can see the tympanometry is slightly glossy where this wax is, so some oil has seeped in behind it to lubricate it. If the wax was completely stuck to the eardrum and you don't use lubrication, you'll be tugging the eardrum sometimes as you try to extract the wax. So olive oil is always good when we're working on the eardrum. Again, it's really impacted. I did ask the client whether he'd been using cotton buds or earbuds. He doesn't report any of those, but as I mentioned right at the beginning of the video clip, the patient's had this wax for the best part of 6 months, and even 6 months ago he was fully aware that his ear was blocked and he was due to undergo an ear syringe or an ear irrigation. So just put some more olive oil again. This is the third occasion. So as I said, we're doing this in layers, and sometimes you have to. You just remove, you kind of, it's almost like peeling an onion, you do it layer by layer. And again, you can see the olive oil is right on the eardrum there, there's some residual. So after I use olive oil, I do drain the ear. I ask the patient to tilt their head so the ear's facing the floor, and I put some tissue underneath just to drain some of the oil, because if there's excessive oil still remaining in the ear, when we're vacuuming, it causes a blur. So you're vacuuming that oil and it coats the tip of the endoscope, so you get a blurry view. So I do tend to drain it, and I'm just going for that anterior recess again. You can see the patient has got quite prominent bony protrusion there, and the wax is stuck behind that, and I just want to avoid contact, and I'm quite close there, but again, you just need a really steady hand just to avoid that. And I've got a suction grip, but it's still pretty stuck, so I'm just going for the inferior recess, and I said I'm lifting this up, so I've lifted it over that little cave inferiorly, and it's loosened it, and that enables me now to remove the rest of the wax. There we are, so it's all come out, and you'll get a good view of the eardrum in a moment. So the eardrum's fully intact. It hasn't got a light reflex, so the patient is quite elderly, so sometimes with elderly patients we don't get a light reflex. So you might have seen a lot of my videos when we examine the ear, the light itself, it reflects off the eardrum, and it's visible on the eardrum, but the patient didn't have that. But I did a pressure test, what we call tympanometry, and his middle ear was fully mobile. You can just see how that bony protrusion, how much of a cave there was. That's probably half the contents. A lot of the other half went up the suction probe, but these are the big chunks that wouldn't be sucked through. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Oh, just to let you know, I did ask the client whether he was still experiencing that clicking noise, and he said it all completely went, and he was overwhelmed by the new lease of sound. It's been 6 months he hasn't been able to hear for. If you're watching on YouTube, please do subscribe, select the bell icon so you get notified as and when I upload new videos. Similarly on Facebook, please do follow, like the page, and hopefully I'll upload a new video shortly, guys. Thank you, have a good evening, bye.